Hello there, Carla here from Documenting the Journey, and today I've got a little bit of a different video for you today. Today I'm going to show you the trackers that I am using and I have set up in my A5 binder planner system, whatever you want to call this. I have an entire section for trackers and I wanted to discuss how I use my trackers in order to basically keep track of everything that I clean in my home. One of my big goals with my MakseLife goal setting system is to get back into my cleaning routine. Now I have been very slack in my cleaning routine. I have 3 dogs, 2 kids, work, husband works, the traditional everybody's busy type of thing. But when I found my system of how everything works for me, it really helped me with not only keeping my home clean, but also really just kind of keeping my mental status a little bit happier and healthier. Because when I have even a tidy home, I have like just a happier demeanor just because I like looking at my home when it's clean and my counters aren't full of 10,000 things that shouldn't be there. So we are going to go dive into my trackers section right here. I'll kind of go over all of the trackers that I have, and they are all printables. And so I will flip back here. Some of the information is a little bit sensitive, and so I won't be showing the details of some of them, but I'll still at least show you what I am currently using. Okay, so I guess first before we dive in, I should say that I am using A5 clear dividers from Cloth and Paper. They were gifted to me. They are top tabs, which is perfect for this Aura Estelle Chloe A5 ring binder because this is an A5 slim. And on the website, it says that side tabs are not recommended, just with the dimensions of the actual binder itself. And so I'll show you what it looks like when it's closed. Because of the size, with it being a slim, the papers go all the way to the very edge. And so on the website, it does say that you should only use top tabs, which to be honest, for me, I actually prefer anyway. And especially because this agenda does have 2 pen loops. Even if it wasn't an A5 slim, I don't like the idea of my pen loops hitting my tabs anyway. And then I used the... Let me get back over to my tabs. So many tabs. I love it. And then I used Aura Estelle clear adhesive stickers for dividers. Let's see if I can catch that. There you go. And so they are kind of curved on the top and they actually fit these extremely well. So I don't know if you can kind of see where the edge of the sticker is and the edge of the divider is, but they fit really, really well. The text is extremely simple to read. It's nice, black, easy, super simple. So that's what I did. These are on the Aura Estelle website, and I just love the way that they look. Okay, so that's my little tab dividers thing. So we'll go ahead and go into my actual trackers. So the first tracker I have down here is a monthly tracker. This is from SM Plans. I will go ahead and link her shop down below with her website, but I am using it for some personal reasons, but it basically is every single month you have listed in addition to the days 1 through 31. You also have this spare section down here that you can use to do a key. Like if you're doing like bullet journal type notes in here, like a little TV or a book or, an appointment, an exclamation point for something important, you can use it like that. There's a lot of different ways that you can use this. It can be a year at a glance. It could be kind of like a memory key archive type thing to go back to your dailies if you've got important information on your dailies as well. And you can put all of your key information down here. So this is the first tracker that I have. And the next tracker I have, this like totally looks really wonky because I'm covering part of it. But this is actually a tracker from Passion Planner. It is a free PDF download that you can do. I downloaded the A5 size. It is the entire calendar year. It's got 6 months up here and then 6 months down here. You've got your days on the side, and I am actually using it for a weight tracker because I'm on a health journey. Hopefully it's going to stick, but I need a visual kind of idea of when I'm fluctuating and stuff like that. And so you've got January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. And then your days are down here on the side. So I am tracking my weight on a daily basis. And then I did have, since these are printables, I just have like a blank, backing here. I printed off a SM Plans floral notes page that I downloaded and paid for. So this is also an SM Plans, and I figured I could just use that for whatever I decide to use it for later. And then the next trackers that are coming up are probably my favorite and most widely used trackers. Let me zoom in real quick. So these are my cleaning trackers. So they're again, both from SM Plans. I have a monthly in addition to a weekly. Now the weekly she had on her website in different sizes, but I asked her to do a custom for an A5 and she did for me. So I'm extremely grateful. And so it's got all of your weeks 1 to 52. And I have all of my weekly cleaning that I do here. And you can go ahead and screenshot this if you need some cleaning ideas for your home. But these are the things that I try and do at a minimum every week. You can see I hate dusting and I hate washing windows. I have not descaled my coffee pot. I try and actually do that every 2 to 3 weeks, but apparently it's going to be monthly according to this tracker because I haven't done it yet. And I've also not washed my dog bedding. So it's kind of nice for me to be able to keep this visually so I can have accountability on what I need to do each week. And I actually use these two trackers every time I do my daily planning as well. And I'll go over that kind of at the end a little bit after I go over all of my trackers. So these are my monthly cleaning ideas. I also have, not in a tracker form, but I have seasonal cleaning in addition to quarterly cleanings. My seasonal chores are usually all outdoor chores: staining my fence, cleaning my gutters. I haven't written all of these down for 22 yet. Staining the playground, restaining my deck, painting the trim on the house, all of those big, huge things we usually do on a seasonally basis. And then quarterly, again, I don't have it written down, but usually quarterly is just our yard upkeep, which is the seeding and fertilizing, aerating, and verticutting. And then my garage I do on a quarterly basis as well. Ooh, maybe that's what I'm going to write on this page. I think that's a great idea, actually. And so these are my monthly chores. I used to, pre-kids, be able to do all of this the very first weekend of the month. As you can see, that does not happen. So I actually have everything kind of spaced out throughout the month so I can make sure that everything gets down. You can see I wrote descale coffee pot here in addition to here. I have been doing it monthly, but I've been wanting to do it more than once a month. You can see I have not done that. So, but these are the trackers that I use the most. They're my most functional trackers by far. And I still haven't punched this one yet. Okay, so next trackers I have kind of fallen behind a little bit on these, but these are my daily habit tracking that I've wanted to focus on. These are from Marianne Cresp, and she is on Etsy. I'll go ahead and put her shop link down below as well. But these are just ideas of things that I've wanted to kind of just keep in my mind, of things that I want to work on. You can see it's a lot. Not everything is meant to be daily, but this is also kind of like a when did I last do type of thing. Like, when did I last do my litter box? When did I last scoop my yard? When did I last do my bathrooms? Oh, I'm a little bit behind on that. I'll have to go back through my daily pages and see when my bathrooms were done last, because I usually do them once a week. That's not showing once a week. And then I also decided that I wanted to try and focus on mood and sleep. And so I put those on here as well. This tracker, when I purchased it, it is a 2-page tracker. And so it comes with both these pages in your single purchase. You obviously don't have to print off both of the pages, but you totally could if you wanted to do both. Since this was the first month, I kind of put in all of my mood here, and then I put a little note over here that I'm going to invert these and put the happy part at the top and then the angry part at the bottom. And then sleep hours tracker. You can see I'm averaging 5 to 6 hours of sleep a night, which is, yeah, sometimes it happens. And then I did print off, since I have a double-sided printer, it took me more tries than I care to admit, by the way. I did print off my next one already for February as well. And then I do also have some A5 paper that I purchased from Amazon. It's 100 GSM. It is pre-cut and pre-punched, and I just rounded my corners. I'm almost out, but I'm actually going to be ordering new A5 paper from handyforms.com because they have 120 GSM paper for A5, which is pre-cut as well. And then another tracker that I have from Marianne Cresp is a book tracker. Visually, I really like the way this looks, but I think I'm actually going to be changing this out and using my SM Plans book tracker, which in my opinion is just easier for me. Like I said, visually this is really pretty, but I really found out that I had a hard time putting like all the information that I wanted to on the book. I feel like I write pretty small, but I didn't have room for the author. I didn't have room for when I started, when I finished. And so I'm going to either have to try and figure this out, or I'm going to have to just reprint my SM Plans book tracker. But you can see when you purchase this one, so when you purchase this tracker from Marianne Cresp's Etsy store, it took me a long time to figure out exactly how to print it. Like it, again, lots of error and things went into this. And then I finally looked at her store when I purchased it, and I was like, well, how does she have it laid out? And she had it laid out in a 2-page spread. I really like the way that this looks, because the very first time I printed it, I actually printed it on this page first. And I was like, well, I wonder how that's supposed to work, because I did both of these because I have a double-sided printer, and I was like, okay. But then when the next thing printed, it was this. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. I wonder why that's there instead of just these pages following. It was just, it was a whole thing. But I'm hoping to read a bunch of books this year anyway. Definitely not this many, but it took a long time to figure out how to print it because my pages were pre-punched. If it wasn't pre-punched, it would have been a non-issue. But because they were pre-punched, it took me several tries to figure out how to print it to where this was going to be on the left side, this was going to be on the right side. And then I have an additional spread here instead of this wonkiness, but that's okay. And then I also did print out and purchase her movie tracker. I don't watch movies very often, but I just started watching some stuff on Netflix, and I started watching a movie and I was like, I think that I've seen this before. And I looked it up, I Googled it, and I read the synopsis, and I was like, oh my gosh, I watched this 2 years ago. So I'm going to be writing down the things that I'm watching, because there's nothing worse than me getting excited about a movie and realizing I'd already seen it. Also, the same with TV shows. Again, I don't watch a lot of TV, but when I do watch TV, I want to be able to keep track of the shows that I've watched with or without hubby as well. And so this is another, both of these are also Marianne Cresp. And then this is an SM Plans. This is my online orders. Right now, I just have it on a dot grid page here. This is actually from the MakseLife inserts, but this is just cleaner. It's going to be easier for me to read. That's fine or whatever, but I personally don't really care for dot grid. I like either graph or something that's already gridded out for me. So I'm going to be transferring all of that information over here. And then I have another page of one of SM Plans' floral pages, and I do keep track of all of the happy mail that I send out. And so if I ever send my friends anything, I do keep track of when I sent it. Okay, so let's go back to the reason for the video of these trackers here. So I kind of wanted to show you how I do my daily pages here. So when I'm planning out my week, I kind of set up my daily pages in a way that I've got my to-do lists here. This is the MakseLife undated daily insert. To-dos are over here. I've gone back and forth on what to do with these top three. And so you can kind of see that I've done a lot of different things with my daily pages. And so I just have a basic schedule here. I'm going to have all my gratitude and happy moments down here. And then I'm just going to do whatever I need to down here, whether it's a grocery list or random notes from work or anything like that. But I basically refer to these two trackers and I spread it out throughout the week. So my goal is to have an hour or less of cleaning per day. I also have a goal of doing at least one load of laundry per day. And for the most part, I do at least keep up with that, maybe with the exception of 1 or 2 days of not doing laundry. But I've finally found a routine where I can space things out throughout the entire week and do a load of laundry each day. And I feel like I'm always caught up in my home. And so I will basically take my trackers out and then I'll look at everything that I want to do in a week. And then I put them in on my daily pages. Mondays, I usually really love doing my bedding and my floors because I feel like it just kind of sets me into a good tone immediately for having the beginning of a week. And I know that I'm going to have a good week because I love having clean floors. I vacuum my floors and do my hardwood at least 3 or 4 times a week because I love clean, decluttered, clean floors. And then bedding, I do at least once a week as well, even though it's not caught up on my tracker. So I'll have to go back through all of my daily pages and see what's going on with all that mess. And then dusting, I hate dusting, but I put it in there anyway. And then on Tuesday, based off of all of this, I decided to do another load of laundry, wash my windows, wash my walls. Actually came from my monthly tracker here because I also need to continue finishing out all of my January monthly chores. And then I'm going to do bathrooms based off of my weekly tracker. And then all of this stuff is on my weekly tracker as well. Wednesdays, I usually do a really deep clean of my kitchen because we have trash on the next day. So when I write fridge down, I take every single thing out of my refrigerator. I take the shelves out. I wash all the shelves if they're like super duper dirty and sticky. Otherwise, if they're still pretty tidy and clean, I'll just go ahead and keep the shelves in and just wash all the shelves off. I'll reorganize everything. I'll check expiration dates and then I'll put everything back in the fridge. So that alone takes me about a half an hour. And then the microwave takes me all of like 5 seconds because I put in a glass microwave safe Pyrex like measuring cup full of vinegar, about a cup, and I put the microwave on for 5 minutes. And so the vinegar can boil and steam and it actually loosens up all of the gunk on my microwave. And then after that, I literally just take a dry rag and wipe it out. My oven and stove, I clean my stove top every single night, but my oven, I do the self-cleaning on once a week, or I can do it in the evening when I get home after dinner. And then I can just wipe it out with another dry rag before I go to bed. The stovetop, I have a glass flat stovetop. And so again, I wipe it down every night after dinner. However, I have this like Crema Bright, I think is what it's called, like gritty stovetop cleaner that I scrub with once a week. Stainless steel is just cleaning the surfaces of all of my appliances, and that is only just a couple of minutes. So Wednesdays is usually kind of like my busiest day, but I've gotten it into a routine where I can actually keep my actual physical cleaning still under an hour. Because again, the microwave and the oven is just, they're doing their own thing, and then I just wipe it out at the end. And then descaling the coffee pot takes me about 20 minutes because I do a vinegar cycle and then I do like 8 or 9 water cycles after that to flush the vinegar out. And then on Thursday and Friday, I'll again look at my monthly and my weekly and figure out what I have not put in yet. On Thursday, I'm going to do dog bedding. There you go. And then I'm going to do my floors again, vacuum underneath the couch. That is on my monthly. I move my couch, vacuum underneath it type of thing. And then on Friday, I'm going to do the other half of my dusting, more laundry and bathrooms. And then I don't ever really plan any cleaning on the weekend, even though it totally happens. but I like to be able to try and get all of it done in those first 5 days. And that way I can have family time and not have to worry too much about the deep cleaning type stuff and just do the surface type cleaning on the weekends. And so I hope that that helps you in terms of figuring it out as far as like keeping everything kind of at a minimum, but still also getting it done. I have shampoo carpets on here. I do that every single month as well, but I'm not doing it this month because we're getting our carpets replaced next month. And so I just figured, honestly, it was like a waste of my time. And so hopefully this is helpful in everybody kind of keeping accountable and using trackers in order to visually see when you last did certain things. Again, that is a big part of the reason that I use my daily habit tracker. Again, I haven't finished filling all of it out. I used to go in every single evening, and I had a really bad week. And so I still have everything written on my daily pages, but I need to transfer it over here. But again, this isn't stuff that I do on a daily basis every single time, but it is tracked for the whole month, and I can easily see when is the last time I did X, Y, and Z. You know, like how many times did I get 15 minutes of activity, stuff like that. And so I have learned to fall in love with trackers, and I blame it all on Sierra over at MakseLife because she put trackers in her flagship planner. And I was like, ooh, this is kind of nice to see visually because it just, again, it keeps me accountable and it reminds me that I need to be paying attention to these things. So again, I hope that that was helpful, and I hope that you enjoy my little tracker section of my planner here. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a DM down below. If you have any trackers that you think that I would enjoy, then definitely let me know too, because again, as you can see, I have a wide variety, but I've really fallen in love with tracking things. I do think I'm going to make a tracker for my freezer inventory and my pantry overstock inventory as well. And so if you have any printouts or layouts that you think would be beneficial for that, then definitely drop those comments down below so I can check out any shops that you guys enjoy as well. So thank you very much for sticking with me and hanging out and enjoying and listening to all of my tracker love. I appreciate you always watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.